Here we are at Vancouver Sun, the province. I'm Jason Botchford, obviously with the Kuz over here, and we're talking about the coach. I mean, I think someone put it to me best recently when they said it feels like the end. It feels like the story has come to its appropriate close here, and this feels like the end of Wille, the last days of Wille. And I'm not quite sure. I don't think the Canucks even know what next would look like. But looking back on Wille, I think that there's some wins. Obviously, I think that he did do some things well, and I think that there's some hits, some losses. And Kuz, if I could maybe pick out one or two things that you think instantly in your head, like this is the reason it didn't work with Wille, what would they be?
An inability to be experimental, to be so set in his ways. And I think down deep, the thing about Wille that resonates with me is I think there was an undying loyalty to the veteran core. But I also think that he had a hard time handling the young guys. There are some good stories. You're right. I mean, the ascension of Bo Horvat, Sven Berchi, Marcus Granlund, showing the patience with these guys, and eventually, when they earned it, they moved up. But there were some misses. I mean, you look at the offense, you look at that power play. Willie told us. Remember? He had the pieces for the power play, but not a power play. I mean, the fact that Brandon Sutter, right-hand shot, didn't matter what happened, he stayed there. Louis Eriksson stayed on the first line forever.
The cruel irony here is that it was the veterans that ended up letting Wille down. He was way too loyal to Sutter, playing him like a first-line center. Way too loyal. Never tried things like splitting the Twins, and the power play was terrible, and the penalty with kill was terrible.
I just think that had they not had all those man games lost, Jace, if those guys would have played, I think we're looking at the same story here.
I guess quickly to wrap up, if Wille's gone and we expect him to be gone, who's your leading candidate? Like, who's the guy that you think this is who they need?
I would dip the wet towel and I would give it a snap in that room, and I would bring Ken Hitchcock in as a bridge coach for a couple of years. He would command the respect of the veteran core, and Hitch is good for a couple of years. The problem with Hitch is, at the end of the day, he wants to win. And I think Dallas is still a very viable option for him. He was spotted at one of the reunions recently. He has close ties to Dallas. He thinks that team could be turned around a lot quicker than this one. So he's my first pick, and I think if they don't get him, they have to go the Travis Green route and say, guess what? We're going to build this together.
The one play I'm not thinking is possible is you bring Wille back. And that's kind of, I think we all agree, it feels like the end. I just don't know what tomorrow is going to look like.